Hello everyone, there we are. So I thought I go over a pro game. I haven't seen this game before. I just wanted to do something to show you guys that tell me I don't know how to watch a pro game and improve. I don't know how to watch a pro game and get something out of it. It's just some incomprehensible thing that they have this reading ability that goes 20, 30 moves ahead, and I can barely read two, and I will never understand what's going on there. And I'll try and go over it so that you know how to do it for yourself. How to at least enjoy and understand what is maybe the thinking behind the move, but not even that much because I can't read for shit. So I won't know what's going on in that regard. But we can already see that like at the beginning we can see the black started from double 3-4. So he's probably gonna play a bit more territorial. Probably. We'll see. He makes a large enclosure. This looks like an AlphaGo style. Like AlphaGo used to always make the large knight when white had a low stone, and he made it high if here the stone was high. So it looks like maybe AlphaGo influenced this game, but he's playing an influence-oriented game. So white approaches, white approach, because well, black with this Shimari is aiming to develop on the top. So white approaches before it becomes a thing. The other option would have been to maybe split side. You don't really want black to have an extension from that Shimari, like not a sweet one. And then he picked this Jizeki. This can lead to the avalanche, but generally you pick this if you want to develop, in this case, the right side. So that's what he did here. Probably just the avalanche wasn't accepted. He's playing a sort of a simpler variation. I mean, when black played here, he was accepting the avalanche, but white said no. I just want to do something here, and he finished sometimes you see the thing left here and just move along the side like this or something like that, but you don't see that anymore because there are standard reduction and stuff. So yeah, it used to be done a lot with what was it, the Chinese, the micro Chinese, I don't remember. Anyhow, so he made something for himself on the side there, some solid group, and black approached and made a two-space extension. So what does this two-space extension tell you? It tells you that black took points on the top and then decided to maybe I'll approach here and get a safe group to deny whatever this influence here white has. So pretty straightforward there. White kicks because he wants to make sure this will never get to play S4, because then it will revert to, then it would be very safe for him and there would never be an attack. But he wants to somehow use this influence, so it looks like that's what he did. But black doesn't see an attack there, and so he thinks, okay, so probably there isn't anything. He just wanted to make this feel uncomfortable for now. Later on, there probably will be an attack, but it's still soon, maybe. Then, when approaches there, corner approaches are always big, so in most games you're gonna see all corners approach before something happens, especially if the corners are unclosed corners like 3-4, another 4-4. And then black plays this shape. What does this shape tell? This shape tells you that clearly black doesn't care if white plays inside. Why doesn't black care? Because e3 still has an attachment at its c3. So black is playing very flexibly, trying to somehow help this stone too, probably. And white moves to undercut this. So Now white is saying this thing here can't live locally. And so black tries and do something. And let's see what he does. It looks like he's trying to split these stones. Black just why did I pick this game? What's going on in this game? Okay, it looks like they had a trade where it looks like all of this ended up into a trade. Looks like black was trying to maybe split this one stone from this group. That was the idea, so that if it becomes a random fight, I won't be the only one running. That was black's idea, I think. And in the end, it became a trade. Looks like black forced the trade, kinda. So, yep. Black got this thing, and white got a lot of influence outside. And I don't know what Taji is left in the position there. There probably is a lot. We'll see later on. I never watched this game before, as I told you. So this is probably a cent against the corner. Probably it's not alive yet. But then the turn was Sante, so white took, and there is very, very much less Aji here for before. Like before white took this stone, there was more Aji. So white took this stone, and there is way less Aji now, way less. So black now tries to no, don't close. Black now tries and say, oh, what about this M17 stone? Can I get an extension? And what about this M17 stone? Because pros try to play moves that do more than one thing at a time. So he's saying, what about that M17? And at the same time, he's getting a nice extension from this Shimar. So white makes himself stronger, and black has to go back and leave in the corner. Looks like both decided that if white were to do something there next, then where would he run to? There's only white here. White is pretty strong. So black goes back and take Kota to leave. And white gets to follow up against these two stones. Let's see what he does with this. This was a probe. White played a probe. I don't know why, but white played a probe. White played a probe, and he's trying to develop something for himself in the middle. He's reducing maybe, well, he's mostly trying to get these influences. He wants to work with what he's got, and what he's got is influence here. And so black kills the one stone, and white gets to follow up against the rest. And we have a ko. We don't have a ko. What's going on? Okay. So it looks like, well, this thing can clearly be killed, I think. Like what if not because of the tire. If you block, I don't know if this can be killed, but even if it can, it's probably small, so nobody's playing there. And white plays here because this is pretty solid, so and this is very easy to develop from, so he wants to reduce that potential. And looks like black is trying to settle. What is black trying to do? Black took the corner away from white. and gave him all this influence. And white moves to use this. He got a wall. He lost all the points he had there. But he got this wall in exchange. And now he's gonna use it. Now he's gonna try and build up an attack or something against the stone. Force him to do something that's not efficient. Black looks like black killed the Agi there. So you can tell by moves like that they're pretty solid. I don't know what the Agi was here, but black killed it. And then what is this jump? It solidifies this position that there was shortage of liberties for white there. And it looks like it aims at maybe making it a bit harder for black here to go out the top. I don't know. Doesn't look like black wants to do that anyhow. So black goes to leave on the bottom. And both lived. Looks like both had to leave. So black took this stone. Looks like some sort of end game. He decided that one stone was big and he ended up in center. And it was a good time to force these exchanges. Because now he's alive here, white's alive here. He's probably alive at the top. We're gonna play that. And that's it. So then black seems like black is trying to help this 3 stone somehow while reducing white, trying to activate maybe later on these 2 stones. And white is saying, well, I gotta do something with this. White gotta do something with that. So white managed to cut off a piece here. And this isn't looking so healthy either. It's probably dead. Since nobody's playing from there, it's probably dead. This looks like a time Suji considering that exchange. Maybe black will get, maybe it was to get G4 in center. I don't know, does that help him leave? These stones are dead. So this is alive, most definitely. And yeah. White is threatening to save the stone. It looks like he does, but where is the but? Saves those stones. Those stones will get cut. There is a cow. Okay, this wasn't probably the best game to go over because there is a lot of reading here, man. A lot of it. Really, really a lot of it. And I have no idea what happens here. So black could manage to leave here. And looks like it's a ko for the bottom. For that corner there's a ko. So they're playing ko threads. And the game ended. Who won this game? What was this game result? I picked a random game from Walter. This game was won by Black plus Resign. No, it wasn't this game. It was Lysadol game. White plus Resign. And White was Lysadol. So Lysadol won plus Resign. What an unexpected result. Now that was what I expected totally. Lysadol is strong. Lysadol usually wins if the other guy nobody knows about. At least I don't. Skype. How do I get back there? Okay. So yeah, Black resigned. Probably Black realized they couldn't win this call. And that's why he resigned. Let's see what score estimator says. Score estimator is crazy, by the way. Score estimator thinks that these stones are dead, and they are. It thinks that these are dead, that is dead. This is alive, it's not dead. That has more points. Yeah, it looks like it's way better for white. All the points is giving black are the points of black, and fuck that. Well, it's not giving something to white. Black has +9, but this group, black probably decided that it wasn't gonna win this cup. And so the game ended. This is probably not the best game to go over. If you go over it slower, in a slower fashion, you can see why the moves were played. Like going back and forth every time. But like this was a bit too much of a fighting game to get something out of it, but you can understand the ideas in the opening guide. Why did he approach here? He approached here because white had this wall that wasn't extended from. When you see a wall that isn't extended from, it means, well, maybe I have to do something about that. I have to prove my opponent that he should not play walls that don't have extension. And that's what black thought. And white said, you aren't getting too comfortable here. Like, this is a bit over concentrated, first. And secondly, you are not 100% alive here. Not 100%. And this also makes this group feel safe because, yeah, you have shape there. But what if black plays here? You're not alive. It's better to play this move and have black not be alive rather than get a move where black can say, well, you're not alive, but I am. So that's the idea. That is the idea. Then last open corner. Okay. This move I can't really explain. He wanted to play some very, very light game. He wanted to do everything. Looks like the same ideas that are behind. He wanted to do everything with mom. And so he came up with that one. I want to try that at home. Then there was this whole thing, and I can't tell you. I have any idea what's happening in this whole thing. I can only judge the result, and the result was an exchange. Black got safe, black killed his stones, white got thick, white got the outside, and that's it. Black still has the Agi, and as we saw later on, black had to come back and play 07 to kill that Agi. So, and white took his centers, forced black to leave. You see, you're rarely gonna see pro killing each other. It happens, but it's not that common. It's more common where somebody plays and plays and plays and gets something and forces you to leave. And when a pro plays the move like SC17, he isn't that happy about himself because he played the golden move. He played the golden move that its only purpose was to leave. And when all you're getting from your moves is life, that's a bit painful, isn't it? And then there was this probe, and this is all heavy reading thing. But white went for a reduction, black forced some sort of invasion where you got something living here and white got to live there. You lost the corner. So there's that. And then, what did we see? As soon as white got center, what did we see? Same thing as before. Just as white didn't want the thickness to have an extension, same white didn't want black to have that. So maybe when you have thickness, when you have influence in your games, you gotta extend from it, or you gotta try and negate it. You see, white did not plop a stone at c12. You gotta respect that influence. You gotta play solid when you're close to it, very solid, because white can play crap shape, black can play crap shape around there to catch you, to destroy you, and there's nothing you can do because he's strong there. So you want to respect the influence, but you don't want that to get somebody to get too many points out of it. So you don't want to play too close to thickness, but you also, if you can avoid your opponents from having a nice extension from thickness, or from influence, you want to be able to negate it a bit as much as you can. And then this was probably all part of some Joseki I don't know about, some local thing. And then white managed to get this move on the bottom and get a response from him here. I don't know if this was a response from him, or if maybe he thought that if he played something there, he could get split very easily because of the Agi there, and he just didn't want to deal with the Agi. Like, there is a time in your games when killing Agi is pretty big. When you have to kill the Agi, you can't leave Agi everywhere and hope that everything will turn out alright, only because it didn't turn to shit so far. So that's the idea. And really all this is middle game, and it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of reading. They're playing shapes. You can see how the shape they are making. Like here is playing light. It's clearly playing light. He clearly doesn't care if he loses the stones as long as white doesn't get much. And this is all the reading. He managed to read that this would end up in center, and he played. And there isn't really much to learn from these moves, I think. White tries to split. And there was this huge call. There are a lot of codes here, so it's a lot of code tracks that have been played. And that's the last call. So they're simply playing code tracks here. Yep. This is how I watch pro games. And let's try and how long was this video already? Let's see if I want to go over another one. This video so far is 24 minutes. Let's go over another one. Usually Go videos are long, so let's go over maybe I feel like a Takemiya game. So where do I search to get one? Browse the database. So maybe we'll get lucky and get a nice game. Maybe I'll just pick one from here. Simpler. This site can't be reached. Well, tier has gone down right when I'm making the video, so maybe that will be it. Just that one. It's not my connection that has problem, is it? Let's see. let's see. Um, so what I was trying to say, I mean, as well, Terry managed to get back online. Is that what you need to get from pro games, at least until you get to down level? It's simply the flow of the game. Simply that. That's all you need. Who can I pick? Let's pick Chochikun versus Connorin. So this game maybe I already watched. I watched one of it. This. How do I make it go there? Valtteri is leaving me in a bad moment. Like, I don't know. See, it's just loading, but it never loads. I don't know if it's because I have the recording on or what. Yeah, this server isn't responding, so I'll just go back to what I was doing. The game I already closed. Nice. So what I wanted to say about it was, well, maybe I have another pro game saved somewhere. Let's see. This isn't the smoothest. This is like it's not video quality. It's like streaming. What do you expect from a stream? But this is what we're getting. Me moving around. I'll probably delete all these videos and make them again. If you guys like them, I'll probably try and sum up the concepts in a quicker, better fashion and just do that. These are some games I have saved. Let's see if some of these has a pro game here. Nope, no pro games. At least I can't see one. Nope, no pro games. Yeah, it's just the one with Lisa though. So what I meant to say was when you watch a pro game, what you need to understand is the flow. Why moves are played, when, what moves are picked, when and somebody has sent. What does he go and do? Let's see. Every time one of them didn't respond, what did he do? Here in the opening here, he said, "I'll split you. I'll play in the 3-4 from where I can reduce that." Like, I don't know if this is the most common. I at least think this is the most common continuation, but still I approached from there. Then he decided to make something for himself instead of being heavy on the reduction. Okay. And then black, seeing that white had the potential on the right, what did he do with his center? He said, I'm going to reduce that right, because you have a wall that doesn't have an extension. So walls don't have an extension are places you want to look at when you choose your games. Shimari that don't have an extension are places you want to look at too, because Shimari represent strength that is projected in one side. Same thing goes for a wall, especially a large Shimari, anything that can have life inside it pretty easily. you want to get something out of it, and what are you going to get? You're going to get this influence, and how are you going to use it? You're going to need a stone around here that's going to already project from your influence. And so that's the idea. If I play a Shimari, especially those large ones, you always want to have potential on the other side. And here, usually they teach you kicking is bad. Sometimes they say you can't kick because this shape is over concentrated. Hard to say. It's just keeping him away from the corner because maybe later on he'll attack. Because he wants this move to put pressure to maybe be Sente. Black decides it's not Sente, but if white gets the next move here, black will have to answer for sure. So, and white said, black went here and said, I'm gonna plop stones on the board. Like I can't tell you why black came up with this move. This some sort, I don't know, maybe was inviting something that I have no idea what it is. But white says you have an answer when I play r11. What are you gonna do about it? And black had this idea about maybe accepting a running fight so he won't have to run alone, and white decided to go for a trade, or maybe black forced white to trade. I don't know, but that's secondary to what does white do with its Sente, because now white has Sente. White puts pressure. White uses this thickness to put pressure on the corner because, hey, you're undercut. What are you gonna do? And black doesn't just want to leave. He wants to see what he can do first, because well, you can take away my eyes in the corner, but it's too soon because I'm not surrounded yet. I also have J16 right here to help me right now. So what are you gonna do? White said, well, I'm gonna separate you. You're gonna have to come back. And black says, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So what's important to get here from these moves? Black tried up. You are not connecting here. So keeping things separated. That's what you have to get from this. And black is forced to leave. You don't see a pro that just takes away the eye and says run. If he can see that his opponent is gonna have a pretty nice time at running, like where is he gonna? He doesn't have to run that far. What is it? But there is Aji. So what? I want to force him to leave. Forcing your opponent to leave is what you want to do. And if your opponent doesn't leave, you kill. But just going for a kill, it's usually not a great idea. If all something has to do is leave, he's probably going to. Unless he plays suicidal and plops a stone where it shouldn't, just where it's insane. But you're not going to see that in a pro game. So you can pretty much rule that one out. And so here you can see you can use a probe. You can, before you make him ultra stronger, you want to know what you're gonna do about that stone. And then we got to play two moves on the outside, and black had to answer twice to that probe. So you can see a little bit about probing. Why do you probe? You probe because you get not one answer, but your lingering Agi is more than what can be killed with one move. So even if that stone cannot leave locally, maybe that one still can, but even if it can't, I don't remember the Josekis, I don't remember anything. Even if it can't, the lingering Agi is still worth something from the outside. And so black has to come back and kill it. Like if white just played this move straight away, if white just went here, black will not play this. It's not gonna happen. So Wise wanted to get a little bit more. To get a little bit more, he played this probe. He says, what am I gonna get from the fact that Yoshimaru is large? What am I gonna get? And Black said, you get 200 there. Black said, and White said, well, White has reading abilities that are better than mine, and decided that this was okay. And then all of this is just a continuation. You don't have to be able to read out all the continuation. Just what they decided was fine. What both players decided was fine. Getting a few points, getting that thickness. And what did White do as soon as he got sent it? Negate the thickness. He did not plop a stone right next to it. That is insanity. Because Black is gonna extend, and while extending, he's gonna pinch your stone, and your stone is gonna have to run and run and run, and you're never gonna get any points from that. You should not play like in what is that, in British Go, like in greedy Go, like you're not gonna get anything. Go is a game of balance. Black is entitled to something. You wanna make it smaller than what you get, but you can just plop a stone there and says, well, you get nothing from that thickness. That thickness is worth something, and you should get something from it. But you don't want him to get too much. And all of this is probably something standard, because it seemed like something that could be standard. Anyhow, that's what they chose to do. And this move, I don't know if it was just a Kilaji or... But Kilaji is pretty big. Even if there was nothing here right now, this sort of solid move will help these stones, because now White can work less with this stuff to cut him. So it's gonna have to play moves that are good against this to cut this. So White doesn't have to worry about ever becoming two weak groups running or something like that, or having to defend two things at once, because that's hard. Why do I play there with Sente? I have no idea. Probably doesn't want Black to somehow reduce the Diageo of these two stones, I guess. And limits this group. But I don't know why he played there, instead of following up something in the bottom, or... I have no idea. But Black tries to leave. And as Black tries to leave, White just wants to cut a piece from himself. White says, well, I may not be able to kill you, but I am gonna take this. I'm gonna take this profit from attacking you, because that's all that I'm gonna get, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna take it. That's what you're giving me. I'm gonna take it. As we saw, White won, so probably that was enough. And then it was a big fight. You can't really say like... And then after this fight, there is the co-fight at the bottom, and that's it. They don't even play all the end game. So yeah, that's all there was to that game. See you around, guys. Stay well. I hope this was helpful somehow to give you something. Like, after you watch a lot of pro games, you start to understand how the game flows. And if you watch them while somebody else is reviewing them, that's a bit easier. You're even gonna get maybe an insight onto the tactics that are behind. What are they looking at from a tactical standpoint? But I think that for Q players, while they are watching a pro game, it's not that important to be able to read the whole thing out to get something from it. Okay? Like, what? You can understand why didn't they play a different shape? Why did they stay that solid? Why in that position instead they played a shape that looks less solid? Why? Sometimes it's because they have something right out that just works for that position, that very specific position. But most of the times, if you just look at it and just try and get what you can out of it, you're gonna get something. You're gonna be able to make your games at least look more reasonable. Because many Q players do not play in a reasonable fashion. They just have some concepts floating around like, I have to reduce influence. So your opponent has influence and you just plop a stone there. And that's not how you do it. You want to respect that influence while at the same time negating it if you can. If you can't and you must invade, see that you do it in a place that actually has a chance to leave. And you're not just being a jerk and saying, well, you're not a pro, you can't kill me, so I'm gonna leave anyhow because leaving is easier. You're never gonna kill me because you cannot read out my kill. You don't even know where my shape points are. All I need to do is attach to stuff and something will turn out fine. That is not how you improve. So that was what I had to tell you with this video. Just the game that I found, we found out, we saw the value of negating influence, negating thickness, and how you go about doing it. I guess that's what you can take from that game. And at least that's what I took from that game. You watch another game, and you're gonna get another thing. You're gonna get maybe like another idea. Like maybe you're gonna find a game where they peep a Shimari. Like they play on both sides of the Shimari without touching the damn thing. Just because, well, if I catch you now, it's going to be severe. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to make sure you're connected? Things like that, things that a Q doesn't do. A Q, it's not that common that a Q finds a move like that, a move that doesn't cut straight away, just threatens to cut. And that's the thing that's very common in pro games. To see a Shimari that gets poked at that from both sides when you have side stones on both sides of a Shimari, a Keimo, a large knight, a small knight, something that's easy to cut. Even a two-space jump can be peeped from both by placing stones near it. It makes the cut maybe work later. Like maybe I place a stone there, you have a stone on both sides. Like when I'm talking about, let's put it on the on a board because let's close. Let's open a demo in Pettyx lessons. By the way, this is my room. If you ever want to join it on KGS, I opened up this room. If you are followers on my channel, that's the thing. It's gonna become a thing. I hope you're gonna be able to become a subscriber of my channel. I invite you to do it because I just started and my videos will not get any visibility unless people actually watch them. So to make other, if you like them, just hit like, subscribe if you want to see more of this. Or if you want to see something in particular, like maybe you want to see me playing a teaching game, maybe you want to see me reviewing another pro game. Like this was not a proper review, but just going on over it really quick, just to get you an idea of what I look at when I look at a game and I don't want to work my head over it. I just want to see what are the ideas, because that's what you need to get from a pro game. You're never going to be able to read like them, or at least not in a foreseeable future if you are not already an IDON. And if you are an IDON, I doubt you're watching my videos, but you could. And yeah, the ideas, and that's what I was trying to show you, like how to maybe what's a peep of a small knight. Like what do I mean when I say peeping it from both sides? Let's open a demo. Okay, let's imagine Let's imagine like black. Black is these two stones. They make a small knife. Maybe there are other stones in the area, okay? And white has a stone here. Okay? Maybe white wants to play a move like this. Okay? Maybe white wants to cut some way this Shimari, but the cut does not work right now. And so what he does is say, maybe like let's make it easier to connect for black. Let's make it a small knight. Maybe white wants to cut either this way or this way. Okay? But maybe both of them don't work. But white wants to cut, wants to get something out of the fact that black has a shape that is cuttable. So maybe white will play a move like this. Because maybe there are stones in this area that this move actually helps. So he's saying, well, you can be disconnected. What are you going to do about it? Like more probably this stone is going to be here because that's a contact move you probably want to answer to. Let's say this is the position. Black feels the pressure of getting cut. Maybe white is strong on both sides, but maybe he couldn't cut before. There is no cut maybe here. You don't like the variations that come out from a cut like this or from a cut like this one. Maybe you don't like either variations, but maybe you do like to have a stone on the other side and force maybe something like this out of black. Or maybe black will try and do something else like this, or I don't know. But sometimes you will see a player threatening to cut, and not just cutting straight away. And that's what you can get from some of these things when a cut is problem. What you can do. So maybe things like that. To see a move like that threatens something, you need to be able to read a little bit. And you need to like stop and think, why did he play this move? We only went over it very quickly. I did not try to get into any reading because I was probably gonna say crap, like straight up crap, because I don't have pro level reading. I simply don't. And but concepts like reducing, when is the time to do something? Maybe you see a position in a pro game, and in your games, well, you just want to play there. Like, he left a place where I can invade. Why shouldn't I? But you see the pro doesn't do it. He does something else. He does something else. So maybe in the next game you play, you'll be a little bit more reasonable. So that's what you want to get from pro games. If you are a Q, you want to get your games to become reasonable games. Because as long as if your games are not reasonable, you will find a point where you will not be able to improve anymore. That could be in the high dance, that could be in the low dance, that could be at 7Q, that could be at 20Q. But then I don't know anybody that stopped at 20Q, but that could be lower. That could be pretty much anywhere. If you have some misconception about the game. If in your game you think that doing something is normal, well, it isn't. And the only way you're gonna ever erase that for sure is not by watching my lecture, is not by watching anybody else's lecture, unless they are pros. You watch a pro game, you get what is reasonable and what is not. Unless it's something that's very specific to the position. But most of the times you understand what is reasonable and what is unreasonable. Okay? And yeah, that is what I think you can get from pro games at the Q if you are at the Q level. You get what is reasonable and what is not, and that's pretty important because you're gonna have a very easier time playing if your moves are the one reasonable and your opponents are the ones that are unreasonable. And more so than that, even if you lose more because he plays an unreasonable move that you don't have a good answer to. Maybe it's hard to punish. There are some Josekis where it's so hard to find a punishment if the opponent play a bad move, like the magic sword. How am I ever gonna punish that move? Like, forget about it, you aren't. Unless you know the variations, you simply aren't. So, yes, that's about it. It's when you watch a pro game, it's not to improve your reading. It's to improve your sense of the game. Like, maybe you see them peep and you don't see them answer straight away to the peep. Because maybe after they connect, another move they want to play that is Sente won't be Sente anymore. Because they are already connected. So maybe they want to take that Sente first. Or maybe they want to do something else. So that's what you need to get from pro games. The little things, not all the readings, not all like the direction after the tenuki. What do they do when they tenuki? Once they have sent it, where do they go on the board? Not their specific move, but where do they go? Why? You want to be able to understand why they did that with Sente. Why did he do? Like, maybe with that game, I still want to understand why White jumped there on the top. There was probably a very good reason. Probably maybe that had to do with the shortage of liberties. Maybe that had to do with the cut. I don't know. But White did that, and I don't know why. I'm not 100% sure. But maybe if I kept watching him and watching pro games, I'll be able to understand why pros play that move in similar situation. Why pros do something like that? Why do they do that? Because it's probably good, usually at least. So yeah, I hope this will help you watch pro games without commentary. If you are at the Q level, it will give you something to watch out for. It will give you something to enjoy. I enjoy watching pro games, like going over them really quick, just to see the ideas, just to see, how the game develops from an aesthetic perspective. And that gets your games to become a little bit more reasonable, most of the times at least. So if you think your problem is, if everybody tells you your game, your Go style is very unreasonable, you probably want to go over a few pro games. If you have the time to go over pro games with commentary, do so, because they do help, especially if it's the first times. I enjoyed a lot the videos that are up on Sunday Go lessons, especially those where Chochikun does the commentator. So I advise you to go look at them. I enjoyed a lot all of the reviews made by RJM, Tokinogare. I don't remember what's the nickname, Tokino Nagare, on YouTube, but you can find him by writing up Shusaku review. I watched the whole series and I think it's amazing. I think it's very good. I'd love if he had finished the book and put it all. Maybe he did, but he didn't put it all on YouTube. It's just 34 lectures that are all at least an hour. Most at least I don't. Maybe there's a few that are 40 minutes, but most of them are long. And maybe you don't like long lectures, that get boring maybe for you, but I like them, and I think those lectures when I was in the ISTQ range, so maybe 8K, 9K, they really helped me jump into the strongest Q ranks, like 1K, 2K, 3K. Yeah, that's where I still am, actually, because I actually got stronger. Like I play, I'll do like this video is over. If you want to learn something, just stop the video. I'm just gonna talk a bit about myself because channel was just opened, and maybe you want to know a little bit. I am right now, I think I'm about at 2K strength, 2Q in the KGS rankings, something around there, maybe 3K, I don't know, something like that. I used to be chewed on KGS, not that strong of a chewed on. I managed to get a 3 down ranking, but I played against bot to get that, and I never won against a 3 down. I won against 2 dons. I never won against 3 don. So I'll never say. And if you look at my rank graph on KGS, it goes up all the way to 4 don. But that is simply because I stopped playing for 2 years, and KGS forgot about my losses as I was at 20K, and so my rank just kept going up. Because I improved really fast, then I stopped for 2 years, and I got worse. Right now, I'm getting back in my shape, like I'm getting back my shapes, my reading, all this stuff, but I'm not that focused like I used to be. I got to 1 done in 2 months and change maybe. From the point from like the day I found out about I finished reading the Carona Go. 2 months later was 1 done. So I think that's where I'm good at. I'm good at finding out how to improve. If you are stuck, I'll try to make videos for people who are maybe stuck at a rank. What can they do to improve? This is one thing that can help people watching pro games, making your game more reasonable, can give you a starting point to improve, something to work on. Because if your games are unreasonable, if you play bad moves and you don't even know it, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to improve because you don't know where you're going wrong. You have to be able to look at a game and say, yeah, there I know that move is not the best move, but I don't know what's the best move, and you want to work on that. But if you simply don't even know that that's a bad move, then you have nowhere to start looking at. So yeah, right now I'm at 2K. I used to be at 2 down. I'll probably get back into the down rankings soon enough. I've been away for 2 years, and when I got back, I was about maybe 9K, and then it's a month passed, I think, something along those lines. Right now, I'm probably around 2K. Hopefully, I'll be able to get my down back soon. Right now, my ranking in KGS is 6K, but that's simply because I don't play that much ranked. And when I do play that, most of the games I lose on time because KGS sucks at showing you when your time is running out. I simply don't look at it. I could put up that beep, but it's very annoying. I'd rather lose on time than hear that every time I'm in Bioyomi. That's simply too annoying. I'd rather lose on time. It's not like I care that much about ranking. You usually care about a lot about rankings until you get to 1 down. Then even if you lose, you know you had. So yeah, that's it. I hope you watch my games. I hope you watch my videos. I hope you subscribe. I hope many things, and I hope they will all come true. I hope tomorrow will be a better day for you, me, and all of us. So, see you. Stay well.